That's right, you've seen the thumbnail, you've read the title. Hello everybody, my name is NashyPair44 and this is how I beat Dying Light the Beast on Nightmare difficulty with no weapons. Before we begin, let's establish the rules I have set for this challenge. First, no weapons, pretty straightforward. Second, no accessories, so no explosives, throwing knives, decoys or exotic items. However, the UV flashlight and grappling hook are allowed. Third, beast mode is allowed. After all, it's just punching, but better. Fourth, I will be using legend levels, as they are the only way to increase my unarmed attack damage. Now that the rules have been made clear, let's set the difficulty to Nightmare and begin a new game +3. The first thing I do in this new save is switch to a loadout with no weapons and equip a full set of heavy armor, because I am going to need it. I then go ahead and spend some coins to reset my legend skills and assign them into all the beast skills, physical damage and attack speed, resistance and regeneration. With all points assigned, I leap into the monastery only to be greeted by the Alpha Volatile. I do what any sensible person would and run away. Then I do what a foolish person would and start punching it. Its friends show up and before I can unleash the beast, I get dunked on by the Alpha. Not taking any chances this time, I run straight for the door, close it, power on the generator, clear the infected and activate the safe zone. I skip the cutscenes as I'm sure you've already seen them. If not, check out my complete playthrough, link in the top right. After ejecting the machete from my hands, I can now face my first Chimera, Reaper. This Chimera is equivalent to a tutorial and so the fight was pretty simple. Punch it, unleash the beast and keep punching. In no time at all, the Reaper is defeated. Skip some cutscenes and that is the first story mission complete. Quickly deposit all forbidden items into the stash. And now I begin the second story mission, Life After Life. I start by sprinting directly to the town hall, making my way inside and clearing out the undead. I take as many performance enhancers as possible, swiftly bludgeon the last zombie's face, and crashing in comes Chimera number 2, Defect. I immediately rush in, go beast mode and start swinging. It doesn't take long before the Chimera feels fear and attempts to climb out of my reach, only to lose its balance and fall into my delicate embrace. The Defect is defeated. I skip some cutscenes and then make my way to the sheriff. I skip some dialogue, activate a generator, connect a cable, plug the cable, skip more cutscenes, and that concludes Life After Life. The Beast Within begins, and I have to follow some tracks at night. Great! I follow the traces, there's an explosion. I investigate the area and discover the beast is at the church. I get inside the church and the beast flees. I give chase, I end up in a tunnel, the beast escapes, and now I am chased. I move at unprecedented speeds towards the exit, and that ends Story Quest 3. On to Story Quest 4. I give Olivia some samples, she points to a map, I drive. Find a document, find an island, abuse substances, and begin Chimera Battle number 3. I'm certain that this Chimera infuriated many gamers on their first playthrough of the game, so enjoy this sweet melody of Mist meeting Fist.
Oh shit, here we go.
After a few bouts of enraged fisticuffs, I calmly end the fight, take a sample for Olivia, and complete First Blood. Alright, lightning round, let's skim through these next few quests. The Power Gambit quest begins. I head to the plant, fix various problems, and reactivate the turbines. Largo shuts them off, the Baron soldiers appear, and Kyle shows his ugly side. I turn the power back on and complete the quest. A new strain is started. My investigation leads to the E&F factory. A Chimera breaks free. I kill the remaining soldiers and carry a gas canister to a nearby dispenser. Soldiers arrive to stop me. Fail. I overdose on boosters and dish out an endless serving of knuckle sandwiches. Behemoth is defeated. I take free samples. Mission successful. Vengeance is mine. I meet the sheriff, enter the mine, stomp any soldier in my path. The sheriff betrays me. The Baron arrives, the beast leaves, the cave blows up, I escape, the sheriff has fled, and the quest is over. Some like it dark. I find Sven. I find Sven's friends. I find Sven's cave. I meet Selby. Quest complete. Secrets in the air. I install Selby's transmitter. I steal a soldier's radio. I find some more transmitters. I install them. The soldiers try to blow up town hall. I stop them. Quest complete. Toxic relationships. Olivia finds another Chimera. I show up, do drugs, do violence. Quest complete. School's out. I go to school. Set Dr. Camillo free. Steal a hard drive. Reunite Camillo and Lydia. Quest complete. Requiem for a Scream. Give Olivia the hard drive. Enter boss arena without my inhaler. Defeat the Chimera anyway. Visit Olivia. Visit Lydia. Quest complete. And that brings us to the 12th story mission, One Flew Over the Volatile's Nest, where I have to make my way through some caves and into a volatile hive. However, before I can reach the hive, I have to face the 7th Chimera of the game, Wraith. The fight itself took less than 4 minutes, but the first 2 phases are what dragged out the battle. Whenever my UV flashlight was drained, I had to rely on sounds and splashing water to guess where the Wraith was. If I was lucky, I could get a few swings to connect before I had to step back and locate its position. I repeat this cycle of dancing with an invisible volatile until its third phase begins, and the Wraith loses the ability to cloak itself. Once I lock onto my target, it's game over for the Wraith. One sample later, and I'm back on track, finally reaching the hive. A few nests are kind enough to donate blood, but I overstay my welcome and I am chased out. I deliver the blood to Lydia, and that's that. For the mission Buried Truths, I made my way to the 8th Chimera, Colossus, where I died immediately. No sweat, I'll just get right back into the fight. Little did I know that I would die a second time, a third time, a fourth time, fifth, sixth, and on the 7th attempt, the Colossus was near defeat. It hits me with a long-range attack. My health is low. Before I can even stand, a biter grabs me. While I'm spamming F to break free, I can see the Chimera preparing for launch. As I break free, it takes flight. This is it, my 7th death. Or so I thought. With a last moment dodge to the right, I miraculously evade a killing blow. My beast gauge is full. I activate beast mode and unleash a final desperate flurry of fists. The takedown icon appears. Victory is mine. Samples are collected and the mission is complete. Cries Trapped in the Walls sends me into the St. Valentine Asylum to collect a rare medication to enhance Lydia's telepathy. So I find the medication, make an emergency exit, and return to Lydia. I am then informed that Town Hall is under attack, so I quickly arrive to end the skirmish. Unfortunately, the skirmish escalates into a siege when the Baron's soldiers deploy mortars to lure the infected. So after a few encounters with the wrong end of some rifles, I use some critical thinking to find a way to take out the mortars. I then collect the remaining gas grenades at Town Hall, and a Chimera appears. I very politely remove it from the premises, and then its friends show up and repeatedly kick me to the ground. Thankfully, Lydia offers to help me out and manages to take control of one of the Chimeras. This gives me and the other Chimera a chance to settle our differences, and then Lydia sends the other one home. Mission complete. The bait and the beast is incredibly straightforward. I run to the E&F plant, grab some canisters, attract the beast's attention, and lure it into the caves, with great care of course. And now it's time to subdue the beast. I stash the baseball bat in my pockets and immediately stunlock the beast. Turns out, he's pretty easy to stunlock if you hit him fast enough. A cutscene plays and then it's back to business. After a few punches and a kick to the chest, the battle is over. The exiles take Beastie Boy back to the cave, and I send the aforementioned baseball bat to Haran, completing the mission. Finally, the Last Supper begins. The finale of Dying Like the Beast. Skipping all cutscenes brings me to the feet of Protonholt Castle, the Baron's fortress. I quietly infiltrate through the underground tunnels and take out the snipers along the castle perimeter. I open the gates, the shooting begins and Sven gets shot. I find ways to process my grief and then follow the Baron down into his underground complex. The soldiers are helpless against Kyle Crane's fishing techniques, and I make it to the first layer of hell. The Baron traps me in a room with the Chimera, but when that fails to stop me, he simply triples down and eviscerates me. It is absolute chaos. I manage to weaken one Chimera enough for Lydia to take control, only to die moments later. I die again and decide that I will need pharmaceutical assistance if I'm going to stand a chance against this onslaught. And, miraculously, it works. Through careful execution and boosted abilities, I take down the first Chimera, but when my boosters wear off, I get into trouble. Only to be blessed by Techland themselves, as a Chimera decides to take a break to get forklift certified. So now I can focus solely on the second Chimera, and when it's defeated, I begin brawling with a newly certified forklift operator, and I come out on top. I then receive a huge dopamine boost as I watch the Baron's men get trampled by all three Chimera. I'm pretty sure they deal no damage to the soldiers, but regardless, it is truly great to watch. I continue on and find Aiden. I get betrayed by Olivia and wake up at the Last Supper. I finally reunite with the greatest of all time, Spike, only for the Baron to send him back to the lobby. Camillo follows Spike to the Elysian Fields, the Baron learns that silverware is sharp, and the two protagonists of Dying Light finally team up and chase after the Baron. Aiden silently judges my playstyle, and then we enter the final battle against the Baron. The fight starts off strong, but I soon find myself trapped against a wall, stunned by a grenade, and beaten by super virals. I admit, I severely underestimated how dangerous these virals are, so I had to adapt to this new threat. I readjust my method and focus on using the virals to fill my beast gauge. When it is filled, I unleash the beast and tear my way through to the Baron and punch until my meter is drained. I finally trigger the first cutscene and Aiden exits stage. I turn the Baron into a piñata and he simply refuses to take the L. Now I have to fight the evolved Baron. I get straight to work and bring him down to half health. He then brings me down to 0. Twice, thrice, 4 times. But now I know how he fights, and I take down supersized Baron. He still refuses to give me the win and tries to adopt my booster abuser playstyle. So the hero of Haran serves up a full course of hands with a dropkick dessert. Add the cherry on top, cue the epic cinematic cutscene, and boom. Dying Light the Beast complete. The no weapons nightmare has ended, and my reward for such a feat is a beautiful outfit of Boba the Beaver. And there you have it. That is how I beat Dying Light the Beast on Nightmare difficulty with no weapons. This has been my most ambitious video yet, and if you have watched to the end, I thank you. I plan on continuing with my regular playthroughs, but if you want to see more videos like this, leave a comment, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. Any and all feedback is greatly appreciated, as it helps me create more engaging content. So watch my videos, leave comments on what games I should play, what you enjoy watching the most, and what methods, techniques, and ideas I could use in future videos. With that being said, I hope you've enjoyed this new style of video. Thank you all so much for watching, be sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date with the latest content, and I'll see you all in the next video.